right. Everyone should have gotten their recording in progress notification. So I wanted to welcome everybody officially here tonight. My name is Steph. I use she and they pronouns. I'm the Senior Associate Director in the Alumni Office here at Teachers College. I am so thrilled that we are joined from the Alumni Office by our fabulous team from TC Next, our incredible Career Services Office. We'll get to hear a little more from everybody this evening. But just wanted to say thank you so much for taking your time on a Wednesday, whether it's after work on the East Coast or you're, just at the end of your workday on the West Coast, or if you work different schedules, taking some of your precious time off to be with us. Or if you are currently searching for a job, taking some of your precious time that you are putting into that and seeing the value in what we're able to provide tonight. So the way that tonight's going to work is we're going to have our team from TC Next start us off and go through in a deep dive about what TC Next is, how they can provide service, how they can be in collaboration with you as TC alumni, and how you can take advantage of some of the really excellent tools and services that TC Next can provide for you and what you can access for free and how to get into all that stuff. Then we are going to do two 20-minute breakout room sessions where you will have a chance to dive deeper into some of these topics. And then you'll learn, of course, how to follow up with TC Next and dive even deeper with that. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Sabine Sheikh, our formidable director of TC Next.
Thank you so much, Steph. And I'm sorry, guys. My throat is not doing well with this cold, so I apologize if I sound a little hoarse. So, thank you all for spending your Wednesday evenings with TC Next. We are so grateful to be here with you all. As Steph mentioned, my name is Sabine. I'm the director of TC Next. And I'm joined by two of my colleagues that are going to introduce themselves. Laura's going to go into who our staff is. But for those of you that have graduated prior to 5 years ago, I'm so excited to introduce our office. Do you mind going to the next slide? So we, like I mentioned, started off about 5 years ago when our current president, President Bailey, decided that we needed a career services office that really spoke to our current economic trends, the job market, and kind of what's happening with the labor market. So Laura, who's going to be speaking next, was our first staff member hired, for those of you that remember that. And so we are the Career Services and Student Employment Office here at Teachers College. So NEXT is an acronym. That's one of my favorite facts to tell folks. It stands for Navigating and Exploring for Tomorrow. So we support students from the moment that they are enrolled on our campus up until after they graduate. So we also do support all of our alumni with skills, resources, and opportunities for you all to continue going through your, chosen career path, whether you choose to kind of shift, change, move up, switch around. And so we want you all to know that we are here to support you all. We have a lovely staff of 8, and I'm going to pass it on to Laura to talk to you all about who's in our staff.
Thanks, Sabine, and thank you to the alumni team for having us here tonight. It's great to be on the call with everyone. My name is Laura Coleman. I'm the Senior Associate Director at TC Next. On your screen here, you can see our fantastic team, 4 of which are TC alums. So excited to brag about that, and a few degrees in progress to be alumni soon. But these are the folks that you will get to meet as you work with TC Next. So folks who work in a variety of capacities in our office, whether that might be in one-to-one career coaching appointments with you, delivering content in workshops or webinars, managing our marquee events and making connections with employers, or helping set up our systems like our career resources portal so that you all can get connected in the digital space as well. So this is who we are. In addition to this team, we have 6 fantastic current students who also work in our office. And so if you come see us in person, you may meet them, or if you send us emails, you may interact with them in our inbox too. But this is the TC Next team. We are small-ish but mighty, and excited to be working with you all and supporting your career journey.
Hi,
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren. I work on the alumni team with my colleague Steph, who's here tonight, but we also have two more colleagues that are part of our alumni and annual fund team, Susan Sherman and Megan Casey, who aren't here. But our main contact for all of us is alumni at tc.columbia.edu. So that's where you can get in touch with us. If you have any questions, we're happy to help. And, thank you for coming here tonight.
Amazing. So I'm going to kind of jump in and talk to you all about what is kind of the framework of how we function. What are some services that we can provide? And then I'm going to pass it on to my colleagues to kind of walk you all through our resources, kind of the way we work, our career resources portal, and everything like that. So like I mentioned, we were started about 5 years ago, and we really thought really deeply about how we wanted to support the TC community, both current students and alumni. And our office came up with a career curriculum called the Nexus. So Nexus framework is really here to support anybody from kind of wherever they are in their career path. Whether you already know what you want to do, you've been in the field for 20, 30 years, and you want to keep moving up. Some folks want some professional development. Some folks want their CV or their resume looked at. Other folks want to talk about transferable skills. How do they continue building their career identity or kind of thinking about their community? So we are very intentional in our office to think about career development from a circular kind of way, because folks can choose what they need from all the different parts of their life. A lot of times, career centers will think about more of a linear path of where they want their alum to be. We're really mindful of who our population is and who is part of our community. So whether that's growth, whether that's your purpose, whether it's your strategy, whether you want to think about your transferable skills. Maybe you're thinking about doing another degree at Teachers College and you want to know how your previous work experience can help you with that application. Maybe you've decided to retire and you want to do some part-time work or consulting. We can support you with all of that. So we want folks to really think deeply, where are you within your own career development journey, and what parts of the Nexus really speak to you? What parts are you really good at, and what parts do you need our support in? And I'm going to pass it on to my colleagues in a little bit, and they can talk to you all about ways and areas that you could really think about these parts of the Nexus. Lauren, can you go to the next slide? Thank you so much. So it would be remiss if I didn't mention NACE. NACE is the National Association of College and Employers. It's kind of, for lack of a better word, our governing board. So NACE every couple of years does a study and a survey on folks that are graduating out of undergrad and graduate schools. And then they also survey employers and recruiters to see what they're looking for in folks that they are currently hiring. So this is the latest set of core competencies across all industries that employers and recruiters want our students and our alumni to have as you're kind of navigating their career path. We have career self-development, we have leadership, communication, professionalism, critical thinking, teamwork, equity and inclusion, and technology. And you'll notice that a lot of our resources are kind of based upon helping you with kind of these core competencies. And I'm going to pass it to Laura to talk to you about our biggest resource that we have.
So, you may be familiar with our career resources portal, and if you're not yet, I'd love to tell you a little bit about it. This is our online portal that is accessible to TC students and alumni, where you can find a variety of different ways to engage with our office, as well as a lot of the resources that we're going to talk about tonight. All of you are eligible for one-to-one coaching appointments with members of our team. You can book those appointments and come do them in our office or do them virtually over Zoom, where it's most convenient for you. So by logging into this portal, you can see our availability and very easily book an appointment the same way you might book a dinner reservation. We also have a job board here that features job, internship postings, fellowships, volunteer opportunities, things that are very targeted at the TC community from our network of employer partners. So you'll find things here that are really focused within those fields of health, education, and psychology, and the different industry sectors that our alumni most commonly are working in. We also have recently launched the directory feature on our portal, and hopefully you've been seeing those emails that our friends in the alumni office have been sending your way. But the directory is a great way to opt in and be able to connect with other alumni of Teachers College as well as current students. So we hope that you will join the directory, that you'll set up your profile there so that you can network with one another within the portal. All of our events are listed in the portal, so if you'd like to join a future workshop or a career fair that we're hosting, you can very easily register there. And we also post events for our employer partners. So if they are having a standalone event that they're hosting and we want to make sure that the TC community knows about it, you can find it in the events section of that portal as well. It's very easy to get started on the portal. You just sign in with your TC email and password the way you get into all of your other single sign-on websites, and you can go ahead and get started from there. And if Lauren, if you'll take me to the next slide, please. I know some of you, maybe it's been a minute since you were using that TC email, or the password has slipped your mind. If you don't currently have access to single sign-on, our TC IT team would be happy to support you with that. On the screen, you'll see their phone number, their email address. They're great about helping you get all set up so that if you are unsure about your uni or your login credentials, you can get in and get access to the Career Resources portal so that you can utilize all of the resources there. I also know that sometimes folks reach out to our friends in the alumni office about this, and they're great at working together with our TCIT team to make sure that you have everything that you need. So next, I will turn it over to our colleague Tiffany Garcia, who's going to talk a little bit more about some of these resources that our office has for you.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Laura. I'm the Associate Director for Coaching and Programming at TC Next, and excited to be here with you this evening. So we just want to highlight a few different resources that are available. We have a variety of handouts, which we'll show in the few coming slides, what those are. But we also have Quincia. Quincia is our AI tool that we use for interviewing and also helping to refine your professional documents like your resume. So this is an in-demand tool. You can use it using your TC email, and you can put it through the system, and you can also do practice mock interviews. So this is a really great tool, again, that's at your disposal whenever you want to use it. In addition, if you're navigating an international search, we also offer InnerStride to our alumni. And so if you are for the first time navigating an international search, or this is your second time around, we have a bunch of resources on InnerStride, and it's a really great tool for you to look at employers who have hired H-1B in the past, or different types of visa eligibility per employer. So a lot of great resources there. And then we also have our tools for PhD postdoctoral scholars. So we have Imagine PhD, which we'll talk about later as well. And we also have our career guide. So there's tons of different resources. You'll see the same resources in different places because we know that everyone accesses information differently. But we'll, Lauren, if we can head to the next slide, we'll take you through that. So getting through the first, like I said, our bread and butter with TC Next is our career coaching. And so it's really important. We really want to offer that to alumni so that they do feel that they can have that personalized one-on-one time to really design and personalize their career experience. And most often that is going to happen in a coaching session where you can really just talk, share, and then have it a guided conversation about what are your next steps, where you feel like you're headed. So we do follow a coaching model, meaning we are going to ask you a lot of questions, and we're going to really look to you to steer in terms of what you want to discuss. And then we can really help you refine that. We want to meet you where you are. So again, we'll ask those questions. We'll probably ask those questions that you've probably been asking yourself, and to really just have a really expansive and great conversation to move you forward. We can go to the next slide. So in terms of the types of appointments, so like I said, we want you to feel that the coaching sessions are following your career, not necessarily that you are on a set path. And so therefore they're very customizable. And so we want to make sure that it aligns in terms of how you are approaching your search, whether it's your networking strategy, whether it's your documents, or just feeling connected to the work that you're doing. If you're doing a career pivot, what does that look like? Where do you feel that you are navigating uncharted territory? So we really want to help you feel confident in those sessions and really ask those intentional questions. We offer career exploration, right? This could be very general and broad. We also offer career documents that might be more specific. And then we do mock interviews. This is a really great session, I always say, for folks to use, because it's really your place to kind of get to know yourself in an interview and really feel confident and great, and really know how to look for what is to come with a potential employer and all of the things. So there's tons of stuff we do in a mock interview. And then we have applying for doctoral programs. Again, folks don't know this, we do a lot of this coaching with students and alumni. If they're coming back in, getting back into the academic space, they're submitting applications for different colleges. So we have a lot of different opportunities to engage in coaching. I think, yes, we can head to the next one. So these are some of the resources, just a sampling of some of the handouts that we have. So we have things on crafting an effective resume, our career guide, which is really a lot of our tools all in one. If that's how you like to have the information. We have salary negotiation, doctoral application handouts, and these are really very specific, tied to how do I talk about negotiation? I'm nervous to bring this up. Give me some sample prompts. So our guides are very practical, and again, all of those questions that you might have will be in there as well. And we could head over to the next slide. One of our tools that we launched about a year and a half ago is our career modules. And so this is a really self-guided asynchronous tool. So let's say you can't get into coaching. This tool really is accessible for anything that you might have. So we follow the areas of the Nexus. We go over skill building. We have worksheets, quizzes, and different resources and templates for you. So if you have a last minute, I need to figure out how to prepare for my interview, we have an entire comprehensive interviewing section about how to prepare questions. Or if you're just not knowing where to start, we have a whole section on values, worksheets, non-negotiables, what are your work preferences, and really trying to figure out what's next for you. So we definitely recommend heading over to those career modules in the event that you can't make a coaching appointment if you're at work, or you just want a low risk way to interact with us to begin your TC Next experience. And I think yes, I'm going to hand it off to Sabine, but thank you, everyone.
So, as Tiffany and Laura just beautifully shared, we have a lot of resources for you all. The number one step I want folks to think about is to make sure that you have access to your uni and your TC login, because that's how you get access to all of our resources and services. The career resources portal, you also need access to your uni. That's where a lot of our handouts and our guides and some of our things are kind of located. So again, if you have any questions, let us know. For those of you that are interested in our events are sometimes in person, sometimes virtual. So there's a little bit of, something for everybody. We're going to kick off our spring 2026 semester on February 5th, which is next week, with our Columbia Graduate Career Expo. And I'll highlight that because our team works with all the other Columbia grad schools, almost all of them, and they put together this beautiful career expo that is virtual and online. So if you're currently in the job market, I highly recommend coming to that. The prep session is on the 5th. The actual expo is on the 13th. And then as you can see, if you go kind of down this list, we have a lot of resources. And if you are on campus, please pop by to any of our in-person events. And then my last slide before I pass it on to Laura to kind of help us with our breakout rooms, Laura, the next one is going to be to follow us on Instagram. That is where our wonderful career peers will post up career tips. We'll post up information on all of our events, videos, and all the fun stuff. So if you are on social media, follow us at TC Next Office on Instagram. So that's it for all of our resources and kind of who we are. Now we're going to jump into the next portion of today's event. I'm going to pass it to Laura to kind of break it down for us.
Sure. So, as Steph mentioned when we kicked off, we are now going to go into two 20-minute breakout room sessions. So, you can choose one room for the first 20 minutes. We'll broadcast an alert once 20 minutes has passed, and then you can move into another breakout room to spend the last 20 minutes. The rooms will have the following topics. They'll also be named, so it'll be easy for you to find. But I'll be hosting a breakout room talking about resumes. Tiffany will be in another room talking about LinkedIn and networking. Sabine will be in a room talking about the job search and applicant tracking systems. And Steph and probably Lauren will be in the main room if you have any questions for our alumni team. So I think unless any of my colleagues have anything else to add, we can probably open our breakout rooms and start navigating there for our first 20-minute session.
The only thing I'm going to add is we encourage folks that when Steph makes the announcement for the 20 minutes, move around the rooms because more likely the information will be the same. If you want to stick around to the same room twice and hear the same information, you're more than welcome to do so. But I do encourage folks to kind of go to different rooms after the 20 minutes is over.
Awesome. Thank you all. I'm just going to say a quick thank you in case anyone is not planning on staying for breakout rooms and is going to be heading off to other things with their evening. Thank you so much for taking your time to be here with us tonight.